How to conquer your fears. Have you ever noticed that what you actually fear is fear itself and not what you think you fear? So if you are scared of talking to people on the street, what you are actually scared of is, or what you try to escape, is not talking to people on the street, but it's the feeling you would have in your body while doing it. So that's what we actually call fear. And we throw that word around, and sometimes we forget what it is. But it is only a tension that you have in your body, and that's unpleasant. That's all it is. Fear is only that, and that's the only reason why we don't do certain things. It's because we have a physical unpleasant feeling in our bodies, and then our minds try to rationalize, and we end up thinking that what we fear is certain situations or certain people or certain things, while what we actually fear is the fear of it. So that can be that's an insight I had that can be really useful if you want to be less scared in life. It's to recognize that what you actually fear is self-generated. It's in your body, and it's just a physical thing that happens in your body. It's not the actual thing. If you're scared to go to talk to a woman, then it doesn't mean that, like, it's not the situation that you fear. It's really the thing in your body. I think it's so funny to realize this. It's very empowering because um, once you know that that feeling is self-generated and that it doesn't come from the outside, it actually comes from what you think about what's outside of you. But like, everything's internal, so you get the control back over your fears because you are the one creating them. And what I find crazy is that when some people feel the same about a certain thing in our world, they then say, okay, like, it's that thing that's scary. We all agree, so it's true. Or it's that thing that's maybe not scary, so it's that thing that's pleasant. And most people have the same fears and same desires in our, like, I don't know, maybe in our Western countries. So people say, yeah, I mean, that is true, that's how it is. And in fact, it's actually not true. I think that circumstances are all neutral, and what matters is how you place yourself, um, like how you relate to those circumstances. There are people that are absolutely not scared of certain things that scare other people. There are people that maybe are scared of, like, pencils, and pencils are not scary. I mean, they could be. It's like they're just neutral. If I think if 90% of people in our society were scared of pencils, then we would all say that pencils are scary. But it's not happening. So we don't say that. So what I um, uh, yeah, it's a silly example, but what I want to say is, once you know that it's self-generated and that you get the control back, you can see fear as something that's really that you can control and that you can crush, actually, by acting against it. Because it's also, I think fear is not negative at all. I think fear is a good thing because it keeps us from doing stupid things, and it makes our life so stable. So what you can do also is know that fear is there to help you. I don't think that there's anything in this world that's there to destroy us. I think that there are certain things that we perceive as negative, but they're actually there to help us, even if we don't get why. I think the goal is to get why they're here to help us. And it's a case with fear. Like, if you weren't fearful of so many things, your life wouldn't have these nice and reassuring limits. Like you could do anything. You could just like quit your job, quit your house, become a homeless guy, go on the street, stop eating, stop drinking, and you wouldn't have any fear. And so fears are actually something useful, but what we can try to do when they're blocking ourselves is to understand them, understand why we fear certain things, and also act in face of those fears, and then prove to our brains and bodies that we won't die if we do that certain thing. So I actually love talking about this, and yeah, it's so interesting. So that's what you can do. Try to think about that. When you fear something, try to get back in your body and actually notice that it's self-generated. It's not that person or that situation, and this helps a lot.